cash cow. Mama told me she loved me. I look just like my dad now. Might take a trip out to Japan now. 200 in front of the dash now. Design all the way from the chest down. Do it on my own, any handouts. Niggas faking this man down. Hey. Grinding, tryna find me a way out. Hey. Nigga faking his man down. Hey. Grinding, tryna find me a way out. Hey.
Yes, sir. So today we're talking about David Menzies. He's a reporter for Rebel News up there in Canada, and he was recently arrested for asking questions. I'm going to show you a quick clip of the arrest, come back with some thoughts, and be sure to stick around to the end of the video to see some bonus footage I'm sure you might find interesting. Without any further ado, roll it.
Ms. Freeland, how come the IRGC is not a terrorist group? Why is your government supporting Islamo-Nationalism? What? What are you doing?
You're under arrest for assault.
Sir,
Why are you pushing me? You're under arrest for assault.
Who are you?
You're under arrest for assault. Police, you're under arrest for assault.
How am I under arrest? You bumped into me.
You pushed into me.
You bumped. I was just scrubbing. I got my credentials here, and you just bumped into me. So excuse
Police, you're under arrest.
What is your name and your badge? What is your name and your badge?
You've been told you're under arrest.
Why am I under arrest? He blocked my way. What? I was just scrumming Christian Freeland.
I'm a police officer. You're under arrest.
What is your name and your badge?
You've been assaulting a police officer.
How is that possible?
Now, as you can see in the video for yourself, it looks as if the police officer moved into the way of the journalist, impeding the journalist's freedom of movement in order to stop him from asking questions of the deputy prime minister. He then arrests the journalist for assault. The journalist is like, excuse me, he's being polite. Excuse me, I don't understand. How can I be arrested for assault? The journalist here is clearly has done nothing wrong. It's another case of overzealous police officers trying to protect what could be what some would consider crooked politicians, right? Now, you might be wondering as you watch this video, why is this important? I mean, we, or at least myself, I'm an American, and this happened in Canada. So how does this affect us? Well, I'm glad you asked. The reason I'm playing this video for you today is because I think it's important to highlight the importance of journalism and freedom of speech. This channel, the channel that I'm trying to build here, is all about freedom of speech. I started really taking this YouTube thing seriously back in 2020. At the time, I was living in China, and I realized there is a mass amount of censorship happening in China. Now, as an American citizen, I thought it was, oh, you know, China, they have a different government, they have a different worldview. Maybe that's just how they operate. But as I came back to the West, back to the United States, I realized this issue of censorship is really panning the globe. We in America take our freedoms way too lightly. We need to defend things like the First Amendment, the right to a free press and freedom of speech. These things are very important because they are the foundation of all our other rights. This is why I think it's so important to have, you know, grassroots channels where I'm able to come here, tell you what I think about the news, and I encourage your feedback here in the comment section. I encourage you as viewers to start your own channel and let your voice be heard. Because these days, people are afraid to speak. People are afraid of the backlash, afraid of, in the example of this journalism, real government oppression. But not only that, even on a micro or smaller level, people are afraid of losing their jobs, losing their friends, all because of political views. I remember there are a lot of friends who broke up, a lot of relationships that broke up over things like, are you going to vote for Donald Trump? Or are you going to take the jab during the global pandemic? All types of controversial issues that seems as if we almost begin to censor ourselves. We're so afraid to talk about these things. I think it's really important. While I'm on the topic, I want to give a quick salute and shout out to Julian Assange, who to this day is facing a form of incarceration because of his fear of extradition to the United States, where he would be and will be indicted on charges of espionage, even though he's not even an American citizen. Check out what Glenn Greenwald had to say on the topic.
A lot of people have been urging the U.S. to drop the charges against Julian Assange, and recently even the Prime Minister of Australia, Anthony Albanese, said there is no point in this continued prosecution. So why hasn't the U.S. dropped these charges?
Yeah, it's a very good question. Literally every major press freedom and civil liberties group in the West, often which agree on very little, have united to urge the Biden administration to do so on the grounds it's the gravest threat to press freedom in the West. The history of the U.S. security state, the CIA and the NSA and Homeland Security is very much that if somebody exposes their secrets, even when those secrets are evidence of crimes or other deceit and corruption, as was the case here, they want to punish the person to the fullest extent, to really destroy them, mostly as an example to warn others that if they discover evidence of criminality and are thinking about doing the same thing, their lives will also be destroyed. So I think letting Julian be free, even though he spent almost a decade in captivity of various forms, would be just simply too much for them from that perspective.
It's a really sticky situation that we're dealing with in the West these days. The foundation of our society is the rights that we have prescribed to us in our Constitution, especially here in the United States. And before our very eyes, we can see our rights starting to erode, and we can see our fellow citizens not only allowing it, but applauding it. Listen, the antidote or cure to hate speech and bad speech is not censorship, it's not silence, it's more speech. We have to combat these evil, sadistic, corrosive ideas that are flooding society with a more righteous, just-filled perspective and voices. We have to speak boldly the things that we believe in. A perfect example of this would be Elon Musk. He bought Twitter, turned it into X. I think he bought it for $44 billion. And now the company is valued at roughly $25 billion, which means Elon Musk has literally lost billions of dollars to buy this platform with the only goal of decreasing the amount of censorship that is allowed on the platform, allowing people who were formerly banned from the platform to come back and to allow free speech to prevail. That is putting your money where your mouth is. But hey, that's just what I think. If you've made it this far in the video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel, smash the subscribe button for more content just like this. As always, I'm going to leave you with some bonus footage so you can stick around for that. And until next time, peace.
And obviously, you know that there's a public perception that, and you're clarifying this now, but there's a public perception that that was part of a apology tour, if you will. That this had been said online. There was all of the criticism. There was advertisers leaving. We talked to Bob Iger today.
I hope they stop.
You hope?
Don't advertise.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f*** yourself.
But
go f*** yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
I done ran up all these bands up in hand and made like 5 bands a day. I was broke, came up with a plan, now I'm the man, there ain't no stopping me. I done ran up all these bands up in hand and made like 5 bands a day. I was broke, came up with a plan, now I'm the man, there ain't no stopping me. It ain't no stopping me. Got bands, I'ma run it up, it ain't no stopping me.